conservatives. Now, those tweets were about his claims that voting by mail will lead to widespread fraud, and he'll like what happened in Texas. Fox's Evan Brown explains live.
Yeah, Dave, the Texas Supreme Court now says that not every Texan is entitled to vote by mail. There had been a challenge to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who said Texas law only allows for mail-in ballots to people with disabilities or the elderly, and that while someone sick with COVID would qualify as disabled, someone fearful of getting COVID would not. The lower court ruled that it was wrong, but now the state's highest court says Paxton was correct. Dave?
America's listening to Fox News.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare contracts, and in the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare contract, you'll pay nothing.
Were you lied to when buying a timeshare and want out? Get the facts about timeshare cancellation. Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-858-1199. 800-858-1199. 800-858-1199.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
7:58 here at the Big Dog WIFO-FM world-famous Butch and Bob Show on this Friday morning, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply. Special guest this morning, Bob.
Indeed. We've got a special guest on the phone, a good friend of ours, Tommy Palmer from the Georgia High School Scoreboard Show and the Countdown to Kickoff. Tommy, how you doing today?
Doing great, Bob. How are you, buddy?
We're doing great. I sure do appreciate you being on the show this morning, and a lot of people excited to hear from you. First of all, tell us how you're doing.
I'm doing okay. I'm in hospice care, as most people who know, you know by now. We basically put it out there that was where we were in this situation, and you know we have a 1% chance of survival. So. You know, the odds are not good, but the God I serve, you know, is a whole lot bigger than 1%.
Yeah, again, we got a lot of people here praying for you, and like I said, I told you that only God knows when our time is up. But and you've been a good friend to Wayne County. You make the annual trip to the Wayne County Touchdown Club. You've done a lot to promote our Touchdown Club, and I'm sure, you know, everybody in Touchdown Club is thinking about you as well, hoping to see you this fall.
Well, you know, the amazing thing is that, you know, that door swings both ways. You guys have been good for me, and I've been trying to be good to you. It is probably one of the most amazing, you know, touchdown clubs, as we call it, Bob, that I've ever seen. I was just totally blown away. I remember, I think, maybe y'all were 1-9 the first time I went down there. And the room was full, you know, and in anticipation of what was going on, you guys didn't have much to look at the time. But, boy, y'all finally got it going, and when you did, good things happened. So you've had some great athletes come through there, really, no doubt. And they're worthy of your support in whatever you do in Jessup and Wayne County.
Well, Tommy, most of our listeners know you from the High School Scoreboard Show and the Countdown to Kickoff, but you've had a stellar career. So just talk about your career, and when you reflect back on it, what do you think are some of the highlights?
Gosh, I guess, you know, the fact that I started when I was in high school. I started this, what one would call a career. I started in high school and worked weekends, as a lot of kids do, you know. Doing things on the weekend. And when I graduated from high school, I just went straight right into what I was doing. And I've had a long and, you know, really great career, 60 years in this business, and I'm not stopping simply because of my health. I'm going to continue to blog every week. I'm going to continue to do stuff for GPB and stuff like that. And, but I'm just at a point in my career where I really, don't feel like I can do justice to the scoreboard show every week, and I have no idea, where this is really going to take me as far as a career is done. But, I've done this for 15 years and been loyal to it, and it's been loyal to me. So I'm really thrilled, to just see what's going to happen over the next few months, because the news was not good. But life is always exciting, Bob, as you well know. You've gone through tough times, and, we've gone through some tough times together. But, things have a way of working themselves out. They really do.
Yeah. Well, the high school scoreboard show has become such a part of Friday night football and such a big state, but you've been able to reach out and talk to just about every coach in the state of Georgia, Tommy. I mean, you made some great friends throughout the career, but, I mean, you build these relationships and friendships, but, like I said, every coach in the state of Georgia knows who Tommy Palmer is.
Well, sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. But really, it's been a lot of fun. It has been a hoot. And when I started, doing this thing back in 2005, which was my first year, I had no idea which way it was going to go, because I think there were like maybe 17 or 18 stations, Bob, that were on the network at the time, and we got it up to as high as 63 or 64, which I thought was probably as high water. And as you know, there are these doomsday preachers who say, oh, well, it won't do well simply because there's radio, and, radio, television is going to kill radio. Nobody's going to be listening on Friday night. Well, I got to tell you something. A lot of people listened on Friday night. They love to drive home after a game, and, they'd listen to the show, and they'd listen to interviews, and, it has just been a ball. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And I have had a wonderful time coming down every year, and I think there's only 2 times over the last 10 or 12 years that I've missed being with the Wayne County Touchdown Club on a Monday night. Boy, and I tell you what, y'all turn out some great food down there.
Well, we love to eat. But I tell you, I don't think people realize the work that's put into the show. I talked to you about, I used to love the countdown to kickoff, but that's so much work to put that show together. I mean, but it was such a great asset for Friday night. Like I said, it just led into our pregame show, and then we do our pregame show from the stadium, and then the game, and then after the game, the high school scoreboard show. But the countdown to kickoff was a very popular show, but I don't think people realize how much work's put into a show like that, Tommy.
Well, sometimes you always want to do an interview with a certain coach in a certain week, but invariably something's going to happen. This is happening. But it was indeed a lot of work. And, I'm not opposed to work at all, and I always tried to put the best products out there. Always tried to put timely stuff out there. And I will continue to do that as long as the good Lord allows me to live. I'm going to be putting blogs out there that are meaningful. I'm going to do podcasts with other members of GPB, and, of course, things that are timely as far as I am concerned with Georgia High School Association. And I really cannot say enough about how good Georgia High School Association has been for me. Dr. Ralph Swearingen put the stamp of approval on it, and Alan Sharp and guys like that, and so many doctors, there were a lot of doctors in the house, as we used to say, and if I don't put everybody's name in there, everybody's going to say, well, you forgot to mention him. Well, just all of the executive directors of the Georgia High School Association have been so supportive of what I do, and I just couldn't ask for more. Their support has been great, and that we've had just wonderful working relationship. I'll just be interested to see now what happens going forward, because this is very important to me. I think we've built a really good platform, and I want to see where it's going to go from here.
And if you're just joining us, Tommy Palmer on the phone with us. Again, everybody has their fingers crossed that we're going to have a high school football season, a normal high school football season. No one knows the lay of the land as good as you do, Tommy. Wayne County is venturing into a new region. We're in with Ware County, Warner Robins, Veterans, and Coffee. So for Wayne County football fans out there, what's your prognosis on how you think we'll do in that new region?
I think you'll do really well. There's one thing that, and you will agree with me because you've been a long-time play-by-play guy, there's never been a shortage of talent in Wayne County as far as athletes are concerned. Basketball, baseball, and a lot of people, when they think Wayne County, think baseball, because you've had so many great baseball players come through Wayne County down there. And on the other hand, then you say, well, they were really good in basketball as well. And, of course, y'all were just a couple of steps away from playing for a state football championship, 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are still, they're upset, they're upset about some of the calls that were made in some of the games. But it's been interesting, needless to say. But you guys have done a heck of a job. You really have at Wayne County.
I talked to you last week. I told you Wayne County football is going to have 3 Division I athletes. And anytime you put 3 Division I athletes on the football field, you should be pretty good.
Yeah. And you guys literally, always have athletes. And as long as you've got athletes, you're going to be in good shape. No doubt about it.
I think if I could have one ticket to one game this year, though, I'd want to see the Colquitt-Valdosta game. Valdosta just hired their new coach, Rush Probst. You know that man pretty well. What do you think? Yeah. How do you think he'll do in Valdosta? One thing about it, he is a winner.
I think he'll do well. I really do. I would be very surprised if he does not. One thing the man can do, and a lot of people don't really realize this, he's coach, and he can coach. I mean, the man, despite everything that everybody says about him, he probably technically is one of the better coaches in the state of Georgia. He knows what he's doing. He is no stranger to a football field and how to build a football program.
No doubt about that. Like I said, he's won everywhere he's been, and Colquitt, he won several state titles there. So, Valdosta reached out, and he said that was a dream job of his, so it'll be interesting how that plays out. But that'll be a wild game when those two teams hook up this year, Colquitt and Valdosta.
Yeah. That was a surprise when you said that, and when he made that was a dream job of his. He has never said anything, like that to me, that would indicate to me that that was a dream job of his. I had never heard such a thing. I knew he liked to go to different programs, and rebuild them, remount and reload, as we say. And he did a great job at Colquitt. So, it's amazing to me, that would have been his dream job. Now, we all know that Valdosta has great football players. That didn't just start. But it's going to be interesting to see how Rush handles the newness of the program he's going to build there. And, of course, the folks down the road down there at Lowndes are pretty doggone sporty as well as we, think about what's going on. So we'll see. It should be interesting in Wintersville, should it not? And it also should be very interesting, on September the 11th when Valdosta plays Colquitt County. That's going to be a fun time, I would think, wouldn't you?
I would believe that to be a wild game. But like I said, you know that man better than most people. You've interviewed him many times, right, Tommy?
Right, and listen, let me tell you something. One of my biggest, a lot of people don't understand this, and, you know, it's amazing where you find friends in low places or high places or wherever you find friends. But I got to tell you something. He has been inspiring to me through my cancer fight, with advice about what to eat, what to do, and make sure you get your rest, do this, do that. He's been one of the greatest supporters, and you generally don't get somebody who is that high level as far as a coach. You know, Bill, I've had a lot of supportive coaches, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, Rush Probst has been one of my biggest supporters as far as this coaching situation has been. He really has been, he's been there for me so many times. And, you know, with a word of encouragement and hang in there and keep doing and keep fighting and keep doing this and keep doing that. But Rush has been a great supporter, and I really appreciate that.
Well, I think he had a issue with throat cancer. Is that correct? He battled that.
He did.
Became that, right?
He did, and gave me great advice about some supplements to drink and some things to, you know, take care of, to some things to do every day. Drink this, drink this, drink this. Even when you didn't feel like it, do this, do this, do this. And he's given me some great coaching advice about how to handle what I've been going through. And you know, I've kind of kept it quiet, Bob, for the last 3 years. I've not gotten out there and beat myself on the chest about what's going on in my life. And I just kind of really wanted to wait until I knew where I was before I made the announcement that I wasn't coming back to the school board show this year. And the reason being is, you know, I have no idea where I'll be in 3 or 4 months. The prognosis was not very good, but, you know, as I said, and, you know, a lot of people don't want to hear this, but it's just me. It's who I am. The God I serve is a whole lot bigger than 1% chance of living.
Well, like I said, you've been a big fixture on our programming on Friday night and big fixture across the state of Georgia with that high school scoreboard show. And just got a lot of listeners who were concerned when we made the announcement. You know, like I said, you sent out that press release, and when we put that on the air, we got a lot of feedback, a lot of people concerned and saying they were sending thoughts and prayers your way. So I said, what better way to do is get him on the air and let people hear from him. And like I said, people here just appreciate everything you've done for high school football. And like I said, you've been a good friend of Wayne County. The Touchdown Club loves having you every year, and hopefully you'll be able to make a meeting this year. I mean, that's the plan right now. So we're hoping to schedule you and hope to have you down. And we send you nothing but the best of luck. And we're hoping and praying that everything works out. And we're sending thoughts and prayers your way. And again, just appreciate the friendship over the year. Like I said, thoroughly enjoyed the show throughout the years. And I said, you're a friend of Wayne County, and everybody here is hoping and praying everything works out, and wishing nothing but the best, Tommy.
Thank you very much, Bob. And listen, I love Wayne County. Great people down there. A lot of good friends, and a lot of good vibes, and a lot of good food. I'm going to tell you something now. We have had some great fellowship meetings, you know, but I never did well. I don't know if somebody altered my picks or what, you know. But when we got down to picks every week, I never seemed to do well, and I have done everywhere. I have done well everywhere except at Wayne County, and I don't understand that. I really don't.
One final question. I know in your press release you thought that it'd be good for your son to continue the show. Is that in the works?
I really don't know, and the reason I don't know is because I left my wishes kind of hanging out there that, you know, as a dad who had been doing it for 15 years, and 2 people have done the show other than me, Chester Proctor from WVOP in Vidalia, and Jay have done the show. And you know, I think Jay would love to continue the show, but there will be no as far as what I would consider pressure thrown anybody's way, I would just, I would like for Jay to do it, but if they have another choice, listen, I'm good with it. Georgia High School Association certainly knows what they're doing, and it's not a matter of, oh boy, Tommy's going to be mad if his son doesn't get to do the show. That's not going to be it at all, because whoever they bring in will do a quality job with the show. The groundwork's there, and hopefully it will continue and will continue to be, I hope somewhere down the road, 10 years from now, somebody's still talking about, do you remember when Tommy Palmer did the school board show? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? And I hope it's still a viable product in 10 or 15 years from now. I really do.
Well, again, just thank you for the years of service. Like I said, it's been a great asset on Friday nights. As I said, it's fun to call in and give the report from Wayne County, because I get friends from college and high school calling saying they heard the report. So it's a good way to reach those people as well. So, again, we just appreciate everything you've done for us and done for high school football. We wish you nothing but the best. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with you every day, and appreciate you being here on the show. It's been a blast.
Thank you, Bob. Listen, it's a joy of being with you. I thank you so much, and you guys have been great to me, and hopefully I can come down and be a part of the show this year. Your meeting, and just sit there and eat and get fat, and just have a big time. Enjoy it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Hopefully that will take place this year. Again, Tommy, thanks for calling. Thanks for being on the show. We certainly do appreciate it. Okie-doke. Again, Tommy Palmer. Again, Jonathan, you know how much he's meant to our broadcast on Friday night. Like I said, the countdown to kickoff was really a great show. But like I said, that's a lot of work, but still does the high school scores every Friday night. So yeah. Again, that's going to do it for the Friday show. Again, just want to wish everybody a happy weekend, and again, stay safe.
All right, world-famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply. 8:20 here at the Big Dog WIFO.
And then along came Walker Jones.
At Walker Jones Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we're excited to get back to business.